Next, please welcome the project team leaders for the new State Theater, Audra Brennan and Maggie Opplinger.
Morning, everyone. There we go. We are so happy to be here representing the new state. I came to this program, this project, through a friend that I had the pleasure of working on Symphony Hall with many years ago, and he told me about this incredible new state theater that I absolutely had to see. And I went to visit it, and I got a tour with some of the leadership, many of who are here today as our guests. And it was love at first sight. You know, Symphony Hall to me is kind of a temple to music. And for any of you who've been there, it's a wonderful experience to feel the symphony in every inch of it. But I have a different vibe at New State. New State to me has a very community hub feel, and it's just as engaged in music, but it's also community connection and growth and energy. And you can feel how much engagement is already a part of this project in the building. And we're excited to tell you more about it.
Hi, good morning. I had a chance to first experience the new state with a tour that I had with many who are here today. And I was just immediately struck by the potential of this project to transform and change lives and change community, and the passion of those that are involved in it. And we're going to show a short video here, but I think you'll get a sense of that. But was also struck by the need for more people to see this project, feel it, experience that same thing that Maggie and I did, and to be able to open doors and make connections and have influencers and connectors in our community to be able to do that. And who better to do that than Rotary, which is why I think shortly after I did a tour, Maggie and I had lunch and realized we had a shared passion for this project. And here we are today wearing our Palms t-shirts. So with that, we'd love to share a quick video with you.
The new state, once known as the Palms, where rock legends like AC/DC grace the stage on their way to stardom, is being redeveloped for the future to create, learn, express, and escape.
My passion is music.
My hopes and dreams are literally to touch as many people as possible with my music.
My goal is to inspire somebody like me in the next generation or generations to come.
When I first saw the new state building, it was really beautiful and I wanted to play a show right away. I was like, you know, get me on that stage right now.
People should care because there's a lot of talent in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Eventually you'll see artists rise and you might think, hey, that was the kid that was, you know, handing me CDs on the street, or that was the kid in school that wouldn't shut up about music.
Milwaukee's on the verge of something great, something new. Get involved, become a friend, help the new state.
What's up? My name is Promise Bruce. I'm the Vice President of Westside Arts Unlimited, and that's a nonprofit organization behind the New State Project. This project is super important to us, and we're passionate because not only is it something that's going to give a lot of young people an outlet, but it also is going to be helping economic development in this area. We are currently standing in the music part, which is phase 1. What you see behind me is phase 2. That is going to be a cafe, which is going to be operated by Benny and Angela Smith, who own and operate Daddy Soul Food. They're minority business owners, so we're extremely close to get this portion of the project complete, but we could use your help, and we would love the opportunity to work with your foundation. Now let me show you a sneak peek of phase 3. Welcome inside of phase 3 of the new state. This is the former Old State Theater, which we are converting into an all-ages music hub. It'll be a 400-seat theater, as well as multiple recording studios and an office space for our nonprofit. With your help, it would immediately be able to have a ripple effect on this portion, which ultimately is going to help the community thrive and create that final piece for our safe space for youth and all creatives in the Near West Side. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to hopefully having an opportunity to work with you.
For themselves. The New State Project has gone from a grassroots initiative inspired by the theater space being threatened just by the realities of a building no longer in use to something that has inspired professional development, a full team now with 2 organizations working in sync, both nonprofit and one that really strives to pay its way forward through balancing different components in multiple phases, which you will hear more about as we go forward. At the foundation of this initiative, they are saving a beautiful gem of a space and historic architecture in Milwaukee. I have to say, having lived all over the world, is one of the treasures that I'm very excited to see us supporting and sustaining. And to do that in this area of town, I think is going to have a lot of meaning, not only for the people who live close, but also for those of us who get to come visit. The goal here is to create a vibrant social and community building hub, and we will describe that in more detail. The team mentioned Free Space, which is an existing organization in River West that has had a lot of success and is working with hundreds of people. We're looking to create something similar here. So this space will aim to nurture discussions and performances. It also offers workforce training and a safe space, as was mentioned earlier, for people of all ages. The team is a really impactful part of why this is moving forward so quickly. John Hennessy is here as our guest. He's the board president and a seasoned developer. He has been actively involved in the redevelopment of the Near West Side since the 1980s and has already completed 3 successful historic tax credit redevelopments in the area, in addition to having worked on the Wisconsin Conservatory of Music project. The board, and I think this is really important as a nonprofit leader, your board says a lot about who you're serving and whose voices are represented. The board includes session members such as neighborhood developers, radio personalities, record label owners, architects, music educators from MPS, media professionals, business owners, attorneys, CPAs, and recording artists and producers. For an organization that wants to help youth grow through hands-on work experience with all aspects of the arts business, I was very impressed by who's engaged in this project already. What's cool about this is, as you can see from that example, they do welcome every version of expertise and assistance that can help this project move forward. And for Rotary, that means we have incredible opportunities to participate. Everything from Done for a Day to mentorship, connectors, board members, hands-on volunteers. The music park is going to have a beautification project for this summer as they reactivate that I think Done in a Day would be a great fit for. So we have a lot of opportunity here for Rotary to be an integral part of this project for now and many years going forward.
Awesome. Okay, now you had a chance to meet the band. I'm going to talk a little bit about the venue, kind of trying to keep this music theme going a little bit. So if you want to get to the next, oh, I've got it. So this kind of gives you a sense of where the new state is located. The New State Theater is actually located between 26th and 27th Street on State Street, near 5 O'Clock Steakhouse, might be a landmark that some of you are familiar with. It is in an area that is challenged, like so many neighborhoods in our community. And I think something like the New State in isolation has the potential to really be transformative in an area like that. But what's, I think, particularly cool, when you think about location is everything, is that this project is actually located in the midst of a burgeoning corridor revitalization being led by the Near West Side Partners. If you think about the Near West Side Partners and the anchor pillar institutions in that area, Marquette, Harley-Davidson, Molson Coors, Aurora, Potawatomi, really are all behind this overall revitalization effort. And it includes things like the bus rapid transit line, which is very active going down Wisconsin. It's going to now go up 27th Street, which will create additional ability to get here easily. The Concordia 27 building, which is a very impressive project that the Near West Side Partners have been behind, that's providing affordable housing and resources for the community, and a whole health and wellness corridor that's also part of this. And the Near West Side Partners see New State as a bookend to this overall development and really critical to that overall plan. So there's a lot of momentum and investment and commitment to this project based on that location. And I think, so that location piece is really important and critical. But I think what's also more important is that this is located near and in walking distance to 5 high schools. So it's near the people who it is meant to serve. Students who can come here, get studio space, go after school, be motivated, can really be able to engage their passion and be close to that. So again, we think the location is really a key part of why we're so excited about this project.
Our next slide is entitled Rock On, because there's a long history of gathering in this space. There's about 100 years of gathering and arts in this space, and the Palms was a big part of it. It's got other eras in its history. That history was brutally interrupted in 2017 with a severe fire, and that led to the creation of this project in 2018. I talked about it being grassroots earlier. This was really a community-led opportunity. It was grassroots. It was people finding each other who believed in this building's potential. And they then convinced the city that this was as meaningful as we believe it to be. In 2019, the city repurposed their demolition funds for asbestos abatement and roof repairs. And they, as the organization, bought an adjacent plot, and that's where we're seeing the music park and cafe. What I love about that is I see a lot of intention and planning and realistic goals. A big part of the cafe project is focused around cash flow, and they're partnering with a minority-owned business right in the neighborhood. So they know this audience, they know the space, and we know they have a great track record of already running a very similar business. During 2021, 20 and 21, No Studios partnered with them. And while they were doing fundraising for phases 1 and 2, which are the music park and the cafe, they were also already starting their programming in a way where they could get their legs under them, learn their lessons, and start impacting the community right away with the community. Something the Florentine believes in a lot is of, by, and for Milwaukee. I see a lot of that in this project. And then in 22 and 23, the music park opened with the Near West Side Partners and Greater Milwaukee Foundation's help. They're doing on and off-site events, and they've already started creating alliances for mentorship, training, and they offer paid work for youth in the neighborhood. They are one of the few organizations that do, which is fantastic. So this is kind of the next era of this organization. I am excited to see components of this project are so quickly being brought to use, and I think all of us should be impressed with their work. A couple of other recent successes are a major construction grant of $250,000 from the city through the Milwaukee Economic Development Corp. That allowed the cafe to come to fruition. That is very close. And during the Outdoor Music Park's first season, they hosted 9 events or programs on site, which drew over 600 participants, while the organization provided over 350 training hours to individuals who wanted to learn more about music and performance. Again, to me, this speaks of scaling, learning, and refining, which are all really important in bringing a project to its feet. We expect the cafe to be completed in June of 2024, which will generate employment opportunities and will increase revenue, which will sustain ongoing project expenses. It's going to be a great summer. I hope everyone shows up to test out this cafe. It's the only cafe in the area, so it should be happen.
So I know we're getting short on time. So just kind of to reiterate, this project is really in 3 phases, which you heard a little about in the video. The music park, which has already been vibrant and bringing community members to the park in the summer, and we'll be doing that again this summer, and a great opportunity for Rotarians to participate. So that is done. There's some beautification they want to do to that space as well. The cafe, as mentioned, will be opening in the summer this year, which is exciting, as Maggie mentioned, the only coffee shop in the area. And then the music halls, phase 3. That's the exciting part where this is really going to be transformative for this community. There's a merchandise shop that'll be on the storefront. 3 studios that for youth to use, and a commercial studio to bring revenue in as well. The exciting part about the cafe coming in is that will cover the holding costs that the nonprofit's been incurring up to now, so it really sets them up to start doing the fundraising needed for that final phase. Overall, about a $14 million project, about $12 million left, anticipated $8 to $9 million in new market and historic tax credits. So the team has been really thoughtful about phasing this out, moving this along, and make sure that they're setting themselves up for success.
We just wanted to give you the visual of what this space is going to look like. And, you know, for great impact in a neighborhood, keeping dollars in the neighborhood has an immediate impact. And I think as we look at this space, I can see a lot of people coming together here, not only from the neighborhood, but also from surrounding areas. I certainly plan to be there. So the new state has raised $250,000, and they have additional commitments for the cafe of approximately $500,000. As we mentioned, they had 19 events overall and 9 in the music park this summer, and their fundraising has grown pretty dramatically, considering that in 2023 they raised $107,000. So this is picking up speed. I think the impact is already being felt. And I just want to emphasize again that they are paying the youth engagement participants that they have. This involves paid performing artists and also paid youth assistants for their education programs. That is, I was going to say, hugely impactful.
So yeah, so thank you all. We would love to talk more about this and appreciate your time. Thank you.